Hello, my name is Cronus Adair, and this is Azur Lane. The purpose of this video is to give those new to Azur Lane, and those thinking of trying it out, a simple tutorial as to what's going on and how to start off well. First off, what is Azur Lane? Azur Lane is a side-scroller, bullet hell style game loosely based on a World War II naval combat, with anime girls representing the ships. Here we have the initial loading screen. This picture will change from time to time. However, what won't change are the three bars here on the center left. Twitter, Facebook, Yostar. It's prompting you to bind your account to one of those three services. That's actually a good idea in case you need to move your account to a different device, have something happen. If you don't like Twitter or Facebook, Yostar is a very good option. So let's press to start. So now we have an option of what server to pick. All the servers are basically the same. The oldest server is Aurora, the newest server is Amagi. It's really up to you which one you pick. If you do have any friends that play the game, it's best to ask what server they're on and join them. So let's just pick a random server and get started. So here, the game's going to give you a little intro tutorial. I'm going to skip over that in the interests of making this video. I'll rejoin you when we get to a point I want to discuss again. Again, I do advise you to play this through yourself, though. And we're back. So here, the game's prompting you to select a starter ship. You have three ships to choose from. We have KMS Z-23, a destroyer representing the Ironblood faction in the game. Ironblood is based loosely on the Kriegsmarine or German Navy of World War II. As a ship, Z-23 is very damage focused with a lot of focused forward firepower. Character-wise, she's a very serious, kind of teacher's pet type of girl. Alright, if you like that, go for her. Next we have USS Laffey from the Eagle Union faction. Eagle Union represents the US Navy from World War II. Laffey is a very sleepy, kind of quiet, emotionless character, except when she's in battle. When in battle, she is very fast, and she has the quickest reload of the other three girls, with quick-firing shots and torpedoes. Finally, we have HMS Javelin of the Royal Navy faction, representing Great Britain back from World War II. Javelin is a more defensive character compared to the other two. And as far as her personality, she's very much a Genki type girl. Very energetic, very happy-go-lucky. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter which of these three that you choose. Whatever you pick, you're going to have a good, strong starter ship. Personally, I prefer Laffey, then Javelin, then Z-23. Laffey and Javelin spread their damage out a little bit more, and when you aren't directly controlling the characters, that makes them a little easier to use compared to Z-23. That's just my personal preference, though. So we're going to do Javelin just for the video's sake, then hit confirm. Then it'll prompt us to enter a name. Alright, from here, once we confirm, it'll take us through another series of tutorials. I'm going to skip over that for the purposes of this video and get to some regular gameplay. However, the game, you'll want to do that on your own. The game does a fairly good job of teaching you how to play itself. But for the purposes of this video, I want to not be guided. So we'll see you back in a moment. Alright, and we're back. So this is the main game screen, or the home screen. There's a lot going on. Here you'll see a live 2D representation of Javelin. You see she's following my cursor. Yep, I'm sure you are Javelin. Here's the head pats. So, starting in the upper left, you have a screen where you can change your secretary. Alright, the secretary ship is the ship displayed in your home screen. You can have more than one secretary, however, the secretary at the leftmost of the screen will gain affection over time, and affection is important because once you hit 100 affection with a character, they get a 3% stat bonus, and you can oath them potentially for another 3% stat increase. Chance to choose skins, some statistics, medals, customization. I'll let you explore that on your own. Alright, moving to the right, we have your character name and your level. Commander level is important. The higher your commander level, the more resources you can have stockpiled at once. So next to commander level, we have this red tab. This is a bunch of starter missions. For example, once you have one of your 3 starter ships reach level 10, you get a reward of 100 oil. Going through these missions will let you get a character at the end of it and move on to harder reward missions. It's advised that you work towards these. It'll help you progress in the game. To the right of that, we have oil. Alright. As a early character, you can have a maximum oil in your storage of 1200. Again, as your commander levels, you will be able to stockpile more oil. Next to oil, we have coins. Coins are basically in-game currency. You use them for anything from upgrading your ships and equipment to rolling for new characters, yada yada. Finally, we have gems. Gems are your pay currency in the game. They're your tokens that you buy through your app store or whatever. You use these for a lot of different in-game upgrades. I generally advise to be very stingy with gems. The game does give you a fairly large stockpile of gems to use, especially starting out, but you want to be very focused on what you use them for. It is very easy to play this game without spending a dime on it. However, if you are so inclined, there are a variety of options for that. Alright, moving down from the top right, we have the Memories tab. And this is just cutscenes. You can play again if you want. Memento, you've got a series of screens, collection, rewards for collection. As you see, I've got Portland and Indianapolis. That lets me collect 50 gems. You can see the game tosses gems at you. Archives shows you what characters you have and have not received and potentially where to find them. For example, Nicholas here can be found on World 9-3. Here we have a retrofit screen. Some of the ship girls can be retrofitted to improved versions with better skills, better statistics. This is something you should work on as you advance into the middle of the game. Then gallery shows you various wallpapers and such that you can look at. Jukebox, you have music. Friend screen, fairly simple. Mail. The game sends you mail, for example, when there is going to be a patch. And the game also gives you rewards for basically waiting through the patch to start playing again. I generally advise not immediately collecting the rewards you get from these maintenance compensations until you need them. Say you're grinding an event and you're really low on oil, you can go into your mail, collect some of these, and your oil stockpiles back up. Notice you can look at the patch notes. We just had a patch last night. And your settings screen. Account will again let you bind your account to one of the 3 services I've mentioned earlier. Options, you can play in either 30 FPS or 60 FPS. 60 FPS is a smoother experience, but is more resource intensive on your device. 30 FPS you'd want to use if you want to save device resources and battery. You can set what kind of notifications you want to receive, like and playing through cutscenes and a whole bunch of other tokens and settings that you can play with at your discretion. This lets you edit the control scheme of your game, audio. Here you have data downloads to update the voice lines of the game, the live 2D skins like the Javelin skin I showed you at the beginning, music, gallery. Generally, you want to check this from patch to patch, see if you need an update here to download. Logout will take you back out of the game, and of course, help is help. Now, at the bottom right, we have your guild tab. As a level 3 character, you're locked out of a guild. However, as you rank up as a commander, you'll be able to get into the guild screen, join a guild, create a guild. Guilds are useful, especially for endgame content and resources. Next, we have the build screen. This is the gacha, or gambling aspect of the game. Here you use wisdom cubes here in the slightly right of center to roll for ships. So today there's a raid up for Nagato, I-13, and other characters. So I'm going to do one build from the heavy queue. Heavy queue gives you generally battleships, battle cruisers, and heavy cruisers. Battleships and battle cruisers are rear line ships. I'll discuss that again later. Heavy cruisers are frontline ships. Your light pool, you get destroyers and light cruisers from. Again, different types of frontline ships. Then you have your special category. You're going to get submarines, which are a support ship, and your aircraft carriers from. So let's do a pull. This is going to cost me 2 of my 5 cubes and 1,500 coin. Light is cheaper, 1 cube and 600 coin. Special is the same, 2 cubes, 1,500 coin. From time to time, there will be an event. The event pulls, the event banners, I should say, cost the same much as the special and heavy pools. So let's do a build. Alright. Every ship in the game has a different timer as far as how long it'll take for them to be ready to launch. But if you see where up here in the top right where it says Quick Finisher 13, you can use those to speed up the launching process. As you see, I just did so. And we got a new ship, Oklahoma, common quality. And Oklahoma here is pretty adorable. So if we lock the ship, it'll prevent us from accidentally deleting the ship if we wanted to save it later. So we're going to lock her. Alright, from here you have orders. This shows the ship timers you're waiting for. And don't be afraid to use your quick finishers. The game pretty much throws them at you. So it's very unlikely you'll run out of quick finishers. Alright. I'm going to skip over exchange to retire. And I haven't gone into the screen, so it's giving me the tutorial. Get out of that. So this lets you retire ships that you don't want or ships that you've got duplicates of. Ships that you retire will give you your dock space back and let you exchange the medals you get for retiring them for either ships on this screen or items on this screen. Okay. Generally, you want to stockpile a fairly high number of medals because every 2 weeks you'll get a chance at a super rare ship like a Tago here for 80 medals, or you'll get really important end game resources like these two blueprints for FDG. Okay, moving on from the build tab, we have the missions tab to the left of it. And this is basically objectives. So I've already cleared World 1, Stage 1. I get Repulse, a cube, and 300 coins. You're going to claim that. And boom.
私はレナウン級巡洋戦艦レパルス。ビスマルクの追撃に参加したけど追いつけなかったんだ。それからはずっと Z 部隊。もう魚雷は二度と見たくない。
Repulse is a fairly happy character. So I'm going to scroll down this. This is basically rewards you for playing the game. So just win one battle, you get these resources. Generally, I would advise playing the game enough to at least get most of your daily missions completed. You've got daily, weekly missions, side missions, and main story missions. And you can sort them on these tabs on the left. So main, side, daily, etc., etc. So lab screen is going to be pretty much locked at the beginning of the game. You'll get into this into the middle to later stages of the game. All right, I'm not really going to go over it. Early in the game, you're really not going to get in here much. In the HQ tab, we've got Cat Lodge, Dorm, and Academy. Cat Lodge is more of a mid to end game mechanic. Not something you really need to worry about at the early stages of the game. Dorm, once it is unlocked, and I need to reach Commander level 8 to unlock the dorm, is a place where your characters can rest and gain experience. Now, the dorm is actually the place where you want to put most of your free gems that you get in the beginning of the game. Finally, Academy will take you to this screen, which we have a nice little kind of university-style screen. So up here in the upper left, we have the munition building. Click on that. And you basically have a bunch of stores that you can get resources for. You can get items for various resources. For example, I can get a wisdom cube for 2,000 coins. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. You saw it cost me half of my coin stockpile. Alright. Sometimes it discounts different items. As you see, items cost either gems or coin in the general screen. Be very, very wary of spending gems on this screen unless you just like tossing money at the game, which, if you want to, that's your prerogative. But generally, I'd advise not purchasing things for gems. If there is an event running or has concluded, you'll have an event store where for participating in an event, you get event tokens you can exchange for items in the shop. That'll always be to the right of the general tab. Merit is a store that you will get access to for playing PvP. PvP is an interesting mechanic because you can basically fight other commanders' ship girls and gain experience at the cost of no oil. This is very important because it's basically free experience for your ship girl. So don't be afraid, dive right into PvP. You'll lose at the beginning. It's no big deal. Don't stress yourself out about it. Alright, it's just free experience for your girls. Core, again, you need to be level 10 to unlock core. You get rewarded core data for playing hard mode missions. Core data, the core data shop here has a lot of high-end game items for purchase. So core data is important, so you do want to play your hard modes when you get access to them. And finally, the prototype screen is more of endgame content. It's nothing you really need to worry about. Your outfit store and store will take you into your cash shop. I will get to that later. Alright, to the left of the munition screen, we have the tactical class screen. Here you have 2 slots. Every character, every ship girl has skills. Alright. You train those skills in the class. Right now, this is a new account, so I don't have any skill books. I will explain how to get skill books later, but you level up character skills in the tactical class. Lecture Hall isn't a mechanic you really need to worry about until you get some of your ships over level 100. That's going to be a while. You can ignore this. Caterer relates to the cats I discussed a minute ago. Not a mechanic you need to worry about right now. Your canteen here gives you passive oil over time. Alright? The higher your level, the higher capacity your canteen has, and the more oil per hour you get. So it's available to upgrade for 60 coin. I'm going to upgrade it. Your merchant is the same thing as the oil, only for coins. It will slowly produce coin for you, 180 an hour, up to a maximum capacity of 900. So we can upgrade that. And so our canteen's finished upgrading. It'll take us now 15 minutes to upgrade to the next level for 300 coin. We'll go ahead and do that. You'll be eligible to upgrade. Oh, I can't do this until level 10. You'll be eligible to upgrade the canteen and merchants as you level your commander's level up. Back to the main screen, move over to Depot. This is basically your inventory. Items, your ship's gear, then ship's gear that you can build yourself from blueprints that drop during battles. To the left of the depot screen, we have the dock screen. This is where all your ship girls are displayed. Alright, here we have Javelin, our starter ship. And like I said, she's very energetic. So, here we have the ship's info screen. This is her skill, Javelin Raid. At level 1, every time Javelin fires her guns, she has a 5% chance to increase her evasion, which means how hard she has to hit by 30% for 8 seconds. So, from here, you can favorite her, inspect her to look at her character art, comment. This is what other commanders think about the character. Lock and unlock I discussed earlier. You want to generally lock the ships that you are using because you don't want to accidentally retire or delete them. Archive takes you to an interesting screen. The same skill I displayed earlier at level 1, alright, you can see what its level 10 statistics are, and you see the evasion rate boost went from 30% to 60% from level 1 to level 10. This is a fairly large increase. So generally you're going to want to the classroom. And I'll let you play with these other windows. Hi, Javelin. Okay, from here you have gear. Here you have the girl's main gun, her torpedoes, anti-air. As a destroyer, she's generally going to have destroyer guns, torpedoes, and anti-air. Generally, not all ships will follow this, but most of them will. Then all ships have 2 slots for auxiliary equipment. Remember that fire extinguisher we had back in our inventory? We can put that on Javelin. And now she has a fire suppressor. which decreases her burn damage and chance of catching fire by 10%. Not a bad piece of equipment. You can upgrade your gear with the Enhance. So I have 3 torpedo plates to enhance this torpedo. And by doing so, it'll improve its damage and its fire rate. This is how long it takes to be ready to fire again. And there we go. Here you have the statistics for the particular piece of gear, damage, fire rate, how much it increases your ship's statistics for a specific category. You can drop down its ammo type. This gives you details like how fast the torpedoes move, how effective it is against light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor, area of effect, etc., etc. Gear properties you can also bring down. Not really something you need to worry about at the early stages of the game. So, moving along. Shop here in the lower left is your cash shop. Azur Lane mostly finances itself by character skins. All right, you can buy various outfits for your ship girls, gems. You can basically buy these through your Android or iOS store for your real money. Generally not advised to do a lot of. If you do want to spend money on the game though, this trade license is a fairly good deal. Also, it's a good idea to start out with to pad Akashi here a bunch of times. One thing I will note is in this items screen in the middle right, this is an area you go to from time to time. One of the things you'll be spending gems on is dock expansions and promise rings to oath your ships for stat bonuses. Alright. In packs, from time to time, you'll get a deal on oath rings, 2 for reduced cost. Those are generally very good items to spend your gems on. So, if you want to spend money on the game, that's where you do it. However, this game is completely free to play, and you can play for a very long time without spending a dime. So, moving up from the lower left, we have this camera. This is an augmented reality function. If you are playing on a mobile device, this will let you display your secretary in reality, kind of like Pokemon Go. This eyeball here will let you, again, look at the character's art. Then finally we have this tab here. This brings out kind of a quick screen to look at various things. So Canteen and Merchant we talked about. I'm going to go ahead and press the oil and coins to collect the resources that have stockpiled. Alright. And you notice here the red ribbon easy at the top is flashing because I collected oil from the Canteen and Merchant. So we're going to claim those resources. Alright. In the middle, you see the event with this pink-haired girl. That's Saratoga. Generally, there'll be at least one event picture. Click on that, and it'll take you to a tab where you generally see where you log in. And this is just various things to click through. I'll let you explore that on your own. Then here we kind of have a news banner. Below the news banner you have 2 buttons, Battle and Formation. We're going to start with Formation. And here you can set up what ships you intend to deploy. Behind, to the back of this, you have your backline girls. This here's Long Island. As you see, Long Island. She is a light aircraft carrier. I'm going to add Repulse and add Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a battleship. Repulse is a battle cruiser. Only important thing you need to know at this point of difference about battle cruisers and battleships is that battle cruisers generally have weaker armor than battleships and are less durable. In the front, we've got our starter ship Javelin, then another destroyer called Hammond, and finally a heavy cruiser called Portland. All right. Destroyers like Javelin are they don't have a lot of hit points, but they're very hard for your opponents to hit. So they're very much glass cannons. They're hard to hit, but if they do get hit, it's going to take a large chunk out of them. Being glass cannons, they do give you a lot of burst damage with their torpedoes. Portland here is a heavy cruiser. Heavy cruisers provide a lot of damage per second. However, they can only really shoot at things immediately in front of them. So if you're controlling them, you're going to want to make sure your heavy cruisers have the enemy in front of them, or else their guns won't fire. There is a third Vanguard class called light cruisers. I don't have a light cruiser character yet. Light cruisers kind of fall in between the two. They have a medium amount of hit points and a medium amount of evasion, so they're easier to hit than destroyers and don't have as many hit points as heavy cruisers, but it's a nice balance between the two. And if I didn't mention earlier, heavy cruisers have a lot of hit points, but are fairly easy for the enemies to hit. So in the early stages of the game, they don't make the best tanks despite their heavy cruiser name. Alright, next to the formation screen we have the battle screen. We're going to click that in a moment. And below that we have a chat window. Alright, this lets you interact with other commanders in the server you're on. So we're going to go to battle now. This is your battle screen. As you see, most of the things along the bottom are locked. These will unlock as you rank up as commander. Probably the most important things to worry about are your exercises, commissions, and daily raids. Again, we'll talk about that later. Finally, you have work archives. These are old events that you can access for data keys. Something you'll want to get into a little bit down the line. Not something you need to worry about as a commander. If there's an event active, it will display here in the upper center. Below that you have Operation Siren. Not something you need to worry about until the late game. Operation Siren is endgame content. For pretty much your first few stages as a commander, you're going to be going to the main campaign. So as you see, we've done 1-1. We can't unlock the chapter. You can go into either 1-1 or 1-2. As you saw, there are 3 stars to the lower left. You get rewards for starring each zone. Alright? And here are your star requirements. Defeat the zone flagship, defeat 3 escort fleets, and defeat all enemies. Generally, you're going to get rewards for fighting. Rewards come as ships, equipment parts. These parts will let you improve your shipgirl's equipment. And tech packs. Tech packs are another gacha component to the game. You can open tech packs to receive gear. So we're going to go ahead and do, finally, coins. So we're going to go ahead and go into 1-1 with our first fleet. Now going into a zone, costs 10 oil. As you see, our oil dropped from 1300 to 1290. So here is our game window. The blue zones are areas on the map that you can move into. So our fleet flagship is Long Island. I'm going to move Long Island to this level 1 boat with a triangle above it. And Long Island was just ambushed. If I click evade, I've got a 91% chance to evade the ambush. Generally, you don't want to deal with ambushes because see this 5 out of 5 above Long Island? Every time this fleet fights, that stock will go down by 1. Once it hits 0, you get a 50% penalty to your ship's damage. So you want to avoid those ambushes if you can, because it will cost you your ammo. So we'll move on into the fight. So this is very similar to the formation window. Again, this is what you need to do to beat the mission. These are the rewards you receive below that. Your girls. Now, you can select your girls and move them within their slot. So if you want to change the position each girl is in, generally the girl in the lower left here is going to be hit the most by the enemies. The girl in the center here will be hit the least. So if there's a particularly fragile ship girl that you have in your front fleet, you want to put her in the middle. In the back, if your flagship gets sunk in combat, you will lose the battle. So I'm going to move Long Island out of the flagship spot and put Oklahoma there because Oklahoma is more robust than Long Island. In the lower left here, you have these dots. These are different formations your front line can take. So now we switch that to what's called double line advance. This makes your ships harder to hit at the cost of damage output. This is circular defense, this cross here now. This boosts your anti-air, but doesn't give you any penalties or bonuses for being hit or your damage output. Or single line assault, which is where we started. This buffs your ship girl's damage at the cost of their evasion, so they'll be a little harder to hit. They'll be easier for the enemies to hit, but they'll do more damage. Generally, you want more damage unless you're fighting a lot of aircraft, which is going to happen in later stages, or this is a very challenging level for your girls and you want them to be harder to hit. So we're going to go ahead and go into battle. Note above the battle screen there's a cost of 18 oil. Alright, this is deducted from our stockpile. As you fight, this will cost more in white oil, and when you run out of oil, you can no longer battle. So keeping track of your oil stockpile is important. As your ship girls increase their levels and get more stars, they will cost more oil to deploy. So this is something to keep in mind as your ships get better in the course of the game. So we're going to hit the battle and go into a fight. Pause. So this is the pause screen. Alright, we can either leave or continue. Alright, say you get interrupted while playing, you can hit the screen, then come back to it. Now, notice here in the lower left, there is a button that is moving up, down, left, and right. That's, you on a touch device, you place your finger at that and move your ships in the desired direction. The in-game tutorial will show you how to do that. So that fight didn't last long, and as a reward for finishing that fight, we got coins and a new ship. Comment. We're going to go ahead and lock her. And as you see, we got 59 points to our commander level, and our ship girls received experience and levels as well. Javelin took MVP. All right, she did the most damage of any other girl on the screen. She gets a bonus to her experience gain. Notice that Oklahoma also gained more experience. Your flagship gets an experience bonus as well. So any backline ships that you want to level up, if they're hardy enough to survive in the flagship spot, put them in the flagship spot. So this little scope button here lets you go to another screen, lets you look at how much damage your ship girls did. So we're going to go ahead and confirm and move on to the next fight. Alright, so now we have this big, angry, black and red cat looking thing. That is a boss. We're going to go ahead and move to boss and fight, battle. Right, so as I was saying, you control your girls by up, down, left, right. They will automatically shoot their guns at the enemies displayed on screen. In the upper right, you have your time remaining. If you don't complete the mission by the time remaining, you lose. Between that, we have your target. In this case, it's Hornet, and as a boss, she has multiple health bars. In the lower right, we've got 3 buttons that just came live. All right, here you have your main gun. Here you can see I can target Hornet. And Repulse just fired a barrage at her from the back line. This middle section lets me fire my front line's torpedoes at Hornet. Then behind that is the airstrike button that lets me call in Long Island's airstrike. And of course, Hornet didn't live long enough for me to show you an airstrike. And in that fight, Hammond did the most damage and gained the most experience. Alright. So as you know, defeat escort fleet 2 of 3. That got us one more escort fleet closer to getting another star here. And our commander level went up. So I'm going to cut away here and play a little bit more into the game so I can unlock a few other game modes to show you. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, and we're back. As you see, I've played a little bit more into the game. Now that I've cleared stage 1-3, a new type of game mode is available. So I'm going to go ahead and go into battle. So as you see in the center, top center of the screen, I now have an auto combat on or off tab. The auto combat will have the girls automatically fight the game for you without you having to directly control them. So we're going to go ahead and watch how that runs. As you see in the bottom left, the cursor is now gone. That is because the ships are controlling themselves. Now, if you yourself are good at bullet hell style games and avoiding shells, you would probably be better at controlling your girls directly than letting them try to fight themselves. Now, on the blue water map here, you see in the right next to Long Island in the lower right, you have this question mark and a glowing yellow square. This is a reward. So for moving your ship onto it, I got 30 coins. You can get coins, tech boxes, gears to repair your ship, and you can get additional ammo at those mystery spots. Oh, something I forgot to mention earlier, you have this strategy window. This, you can change your ship's formation like I said earlier, and if you've got any repairs that you've either found or brought a repair ship along to use with, they can be used there. I'm going to go ahead and fight this over here. What you just saw is an airstrike. Sometimes instead of an ambush, your ships will lose a little bit of hit points from an airstrike. So, as I was saying, sometimes you can do a better job than your ships can automatically in avoiding being hit. As you just saw there, they almost ran in themselves into a torpedo. And generally fights at these low levels go by fairly quickly, and your ships level up fast, and you gain commander levels fairly fast. So we're going to fight this boss. So, auto combat will also launch your front lines torpedoes as soon as they're ready to be launched. It'll also fire the main guns and the airstrikes as soon as they're ready to launch. One thing to know, auto combat is very good at targeting your battleships and battlecruisers' main gun cells. As you see, it's going off now. And generally that's a lot more accurate than most people can manage themselves. One thing about airstrikes, and Long Island just launched an airstrike, they serve as screen clears. So if you're fighting a boss, tons of shells on the screen, launch an airstrike, it wipes those shells away. Alright, let's go back to our main screen. We have now unlocked our dorm. As you see, this is a little living space for Javelin and Long Island. So, as you see, this is very tiny, and you've got this blocked off section with this construction here in the middle. If you tap on that, it'll give you a expansion license screen. You have no expansion license, you require one. You hit confirm, you need 100 decor tokens to purchase an expansion token. I don't have enough decor tokens. You get decor tokens basically by playing the game. Girls in the dorm will find decor tokens from time to time. You'll come into the dorm and there'll be a little coin symbol hovering above the girl. You click on that, you gain the coin. You'll also from time to time see a heart symbol that will help boost that ship's affection toward you. You want to use your tokens initially to get these expansions. Once you expanded your dorm to its maximum size, you will unlock the second floor. Now on the first floor, your ships gain experience and keep their moods up. Moods are very important because every time you send one of your ship girls into combat, their mood score will go down. If their mood score gets into an unhappy level, they will both have their stats negatively affected. They'll also lose affection toward you, so you definitely don't want to deploy unhappy ships. So you want the ships that you're using in the dorm. Now once you gain access to the second floor, of course the second floor upgrade will cost gems. This is why you want to save your gems for the dorm initially. The second floor gives you a spot to help ship girls regain their mood. It does not, however, gain experience, but it is a better place it regains mood faster than the first floor. Share lets you take pictures of your dorm and post them online. Shop lets you buy different furniture sets. So Rundown was the furniture set that you were given parts of initially. Now, if you notice in the upper right here, you have a happiness and a red frowny face. The bigger your dorm is, the more furniture you've purchased here in the furniture mall screen, the higher your happiness score will go up. And the higher this happiness score is, the faster your ships in the dorm will gain passive experience. All right, in the lower left here, I've got the supplies tab. It says time left, 9 hours, 9.5 hours. Here you can give your ships dorm food. Now, most dorm food costs oil, so snacks, each Oxy-Cola costs 10 oil. Each secret coolant costs 20 oil. These torpedo tempura cost 30 oil. The naval curry costs 50 oil. The final two, Royal Gourmet and Full Course, cost gems. So be very careful. If you purchase these in this screen, you will be buying them with currency that's either scarce or you've paid real money for. So generally you don't want to buy your dorm food. However, notice I hit the wrong button there. Notice here they get an experience bonus of 5% for an hour because I gave them some naval curry. Naval curry will give you 5,000 points on this bar. Torpedo tempura 3,000, coolant 2,000, and Oxy-Cola 1. All right. The more girls you have in the dorm, the faster those supplies will be eaten up. In your train tab, you can choose the girls you want to be in the dorm. For example, if I click on Long Island and instead pick Oklahoma, now you see Oklahoma where Long Island was, and there's Oklahoma's Chibi in the dorm. You can have up to 6 characters in the first and second floors of the dorm, 6 in the first, 6 in the second, but beyond the second, you need to unlock the slots for them. This costs gems. This is why I say you want to save your initial gems for the dorm, because it's very important to expand your dorm, get dorm furniture, and be able to put more ships in the dorm. I moved over to Long Island's character window. If you see her name in the upper left, but inside that you see a happy smiley face with sparkles. So she's in a good mood, she gets an experience bonus. As her mood goes down, the sparkles will go away, the experience bonus goes away. As you continue to deploy her, this will change from a green happy face to an orange neutral face. If your mood drops much below there, you'll start getting penalties. So stop deploying your girls when they get into that orange range. The game will give you a warning that they're getting that far because in your dock, they'll have a symbol in their name of the same kind of green smiley face or orange neutral face. Also, that same symbol will come up on one corner in the formation screen. So, earlier I managed to obtain a skill book. So we're going to go to the academy and to the tactical classroom. We're going to select Javelin. And we're going to choose her Javelin Raid skill. So, skills come in 3 types. Defensive skills are blue, support skills are yellow, and damage skills are red. Skill books, as you see, I've got a T3 defensive skill book. Skill books also come in blue, yellow, and red. If you choose the appropriate color for the appropriate skill, you get a boosted experience. You can use I could potentially use a red book for a blue skill, but instead of 1200 experience from using a gold skill book, I'll only get 800 experience. The different rarities are blue, purple, and gold. You can craft 5 blue books into a purple book and craft purple books into gold books. It is advised that you at least craft them into the purple books. So let's go ahead and get that started. And as you see, it's going to take 8 hours. So the higher the rarity of the skill book, the longer the classroom will take. The blue books take 2 hours, the purple books take 4 hours, the gold books take 8 hours. Alright, that's pretty much it for the initial tutorial. I do want to show you one other thing. Let me log out of this account and I will be back in a moment. And we're back. I logged into my main account to show you one other mechanic, and that's the commissions. So this was locked initially. Here I've had some commissions running while I was recording. I'm going to go ahead and complete those commissions. As you see, my ships get experience for completing commissions. Alright. In this screen, you can select the commissions you want your ships to run. Now, sometimes you'll get urgent commissions as you play the game. These will generally be only available for a limited window of time. Also, when we get within a few hours of server reset, some night commissions will come up that are good to select for, say, when you are going to sleep. One thing I will note, you will have a 8 to 10 hour commission. In this case, mine was a defense exercise, 10-hour commission that cost 1200 oil. Notice it costs as much as oil as they give you as a stockpile as an early commander. So as an early commander, you do not want to run this skill, but as you get into the middle of the game, you want to run this skill because you get a lot of experience for your ship girls, a lot of coins, and a lot of resources. In this particular case, cubes. This is good to run, say, if you're going to sleep or going to work. This is good for just passive experience gain. One pro tip, have the same girls that are doing this 10-hour commission that you're raising in your dorm. So, I've got 2 available spots. I'm going to go ahead and click on this 8-hour commission. So, this has a bunch of requirements. I need at least 1 level 30 ship. Need to deploy at least 5 of the 6 ships. And I need to select specific types of ships. A lot of times you can just hit recommended and ready. Note, when your ships are level 1 and you haven't used them for anything yet, you will need to put them into these commissions for the first time manually. Once you've done that and they've completed 1 commission, they'll go ahead and be available for the recommended tab. And this is a good way to get a lot of resources. Notice that I have a chance to get coins, decor tokens for your dorm, and in this case, skill books to train ship skills. And this is a fully fleshed out dorm I'm going to show you. As you see, it is much larger than the dorm you start out with, and I've got a variety of different equipment that I've purchased from the shop. And notice I've got a stockpile of 4,000 decor coins. Like I said, the game tosses you decor coins over time. You just have to be patient and get a stockpile. You can also spend gems on dorm furniture, but be wary. You can spend money on the game if you want to, starting out. However, I recommend going easy on that kind of thing. Also notice in the upper right, the happiness score is much higher. This means after I bought a lot of dorm furniture, you get experience gain. Now, you do not have to have the dorm furniture that you've purchased in your dorm for that to boost your happiness gain. So buy as much dorm furniture as you can afford. As you can see, I've purchased all these different themes. All right. Other pro tips. Equipment boxes come in 5 different rarities. You've got your white boxes, your blue, which are these, your blue boxes, your purple boxes, your gold boxes, then your rainbow boxes. So if I use one of my boxes, I will get a random common gear. You can open a few boxes to equip your girls with common gear, but honestly, common gear is not very good. The better thing to do is to hit the craft button, and you can combine 5 boxes to make one blue box. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of boxes stockpiled. I can make 10 blue boxes. And you notice I've got Iron Blood boxes, Sakura boxes, Royal boxes, and Eagle boxes. One thing I didn't mention earlier is the final main faction is the Sakura Empire. That represents the Imperial Japanese Navy from World War II. Each faction has their own gear set, and these packs will unlock a gear from their equipment set. So if I use a blue box, I've got a chance for either a blue gear or a common gear. So let's go ahead and use one to show you what that looks like. And I got a common instead of a blue. So just like the common boxes, you can craft them to get purple boxes. So purple boxes, we'll go ahead and open a purple equipment box. All right, and I got a purple gear. Purple gear is pretty much what you want to shoot for to equip your girls with initially. So my advice is to take your boxes and craft them up to purple. Once you hit purple, unfortunately you cannot craft them any higher. Now occasionally you'll get rewarded or have the opportunity to purchase gold boxes. Go ahead and use a gold box. This gives you a chance at a gold or purple gear. And I got another dive bomber. We'll go ahead and open 10 of the Sakura boxes. And I got no gold gear. Let's open a few more, show you a gold gear. Here we go. I got a gold Barracuda, which is one of the better torpedo bombers. You want gold gear generally for your ships, but this is more of an endgame item. Purple gear is generally what you want to shoot for initially. Occasionally, you'll get a rainbow box. You're guaranteed to receive a gold gear from these boxes. Let's go ahead and open my 3. And I got a good torpedo, a good light cruiser gun, and a kind of not so good fighter. Go to your gear screen. One thing about gear, common gear can be enhanced a maximum of 3 times. Blue gear can be enhanced a maximum of 6, sometimes 7 times. Notice I can enhance my fire suppressor here one more time. Purple gear, you can enhance up to 10 times. Gold gear, you can enhance up to 10 times. Notice when I enhance, it costs those plates and it costs coins. For the first 3 enhancements, you need common plates. For the second 3 enhancements, you need blue plates. And for the final 4 enhancements, you need purple plates. The first time you have a chance to get purple plates as a mission reward is from World 6, so it's going to be a while before you get access to them. Don't worry about it. The other place where you get the daily raids screen. Here it shows you various raids that you can run each day. You get different raids on different days. So for example, I've already done my escort missions, and I get a chance at different upgrade parts. Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, you get a chance at skill books. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, you get a chance at gearboxes. Once you've hit Commander level 60, you get the tactical training, which mainly gives you these upgrade chips, which are for cognitive chips. They're for upgrading your ships past level 100. You're not going to need to worry about that for quite a while. Note, on Sunday you can run all of the daily raids, which gives you a lot of rewards and a lot of coin. All of these give you a fair number of coin. Generally, the higher the level you pick, the better the rewards. Now, as a new commander, you're not going to be able to run the highest level ones. These only unlock at commander level 70, 50, so on and so forth. If you fail one, go to the next lower level and run that. Once your ships get powerful enough, you can move on to the next level and get better rewards. Now, as I've been recording, more commissions have completed. Complete that. Ships gain experience. And I gain rewards, 6 tokens and some coin. And we're going to select another commission to run. One final thing I will note. There are 2 types of ships called Boolans. Boolans are not used in combat. You use Boolans to upgrade your ships. So they come in 2 types. Universals, like I showed you, that upgrade any ship girls except for your SSR rarity. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Ships come in a variety of different rarities. You've got your common rarities, your rare rarities with a blue background, your elite rarities with a purple background, and your SSR rarities with a gold background. Now, yes, generally the higher the rank of the girl, the stronger they are, but don't be overly super concerned about getting a fleet full of SSR ship girls to start out the game with. In the early levels, it generally does not matter. Alright? Now, your gold girls to cost your gold booleans to upgrade. So how do you use those to upgrade a ship? So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to select Bayern here. I'm going to go to the limit break key here. So notice on this screen, the ship has a max level of 70. Alright. For my first limit break, this is an aircraft carrier, it'll get a bonus to the number of aircraft it launches. So to upgrade or limit break a ship, I need to use either a universal boolean or another copy of the exact same ship. And limit breaking the ship costs the boolean and coin. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I have limit broken. Notice her stats have improved, but her oil cost has also improved. So you generally want to wait until you're close to the ship's level cap. The first level cap is 70 before limit breaking a ship. If you limit break them early, yes, they get stronger, but they cost more oil to fight, and you will go through your oil more quickly. Finally, there's the Enhance tab. I can sort my ships by the ships that need enhancements. Click Enhance here on the left screen. And common ships that are not locked can be used to improve ship stats that need to be improved. So we're going to go ahead and click Fill to fill them and Enhance to use them. And these are the gear that the ships that you just used to enhance your ship. Go ahead and click Confirm to scrap them for coin. And notice I've now maxed Shiranui here's enhancements for her particular level. Ships will need to get enhancements pretty much right up until they hit level 100. So, limit break caps are at 70, 80, and 90. You will also have another level cap at 100. At 100, you will need awakening tokens. Not something you need to worry about initially in the beginning of the game. But just be advised that that is there. And that's basically an initial overview to Azur Lane. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was useful to you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them in comments. And I'll probably be doing future videos on different game mechanics. Any requests for different mechanics you're interested in, feel free to leave them in the comments section. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you've watched to the end here, I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye.